The Warriors have done the job in awing fashion. Never have we seen an arena so dejected yet amazed at the same time. The most hated man in the NBA, Kevin Durant, has just put himself with the path of legends. Right alongside him, Steph Curry is now a 3-time NBA champion and is the undisputed best shooter of all time. With that being all said, all of this could not happen without the help from Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, who proved time in and time out instrumental to this one-of-a-kind offense. They were literally a 2K My Team, unstoppable and outright unfair, and the basketball world didn't seem to know what to do with them.
This was the culmination of one of the greatest regular seasons we've ever seen in NBA history, one of the most dominant postseason runs. The Oklahoma City Thunder, from start to finish, they get the job done here, Kendrick Perkins. And listening to an entire crowd of 20,000 people sing "We Are the Champions," they have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
For a long time, the most loyal fan base in the NBA.
Hello and welcome back to the channel is something I can now say, so thank you for all the love and support on my previous video. It's been really cool to see it pick up some traction in the algorithm, and I guess that means I'm doing something right. So once again, thank you guys so much. Alright, enough with the formalities. With that out of the way, let's start by discussing what an incredible season the Oklahoma City Thunder have had. But first, let's talk about my king, my Pookie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and what a legendary season he has put together.
How are you just so consistent, like the tide, night in and night out?
My whole life is consistent.
Everything I do, from what I eat to when I sleep to my recovery.
Man, I do not care, but find yourself somebody that looks at you the way J-Dub and Asian Duke Dennis look at Shai, man. All that glazing, I mean, it's for the right reason, but I mean, come on. But anyways, what you're already looking at is your NBA 2026 champions. And I can say that with full confidence because this is a team that deserves to go back-to-back in what we can call the second apron era, where teams just have a short window to win it all. Look, you probably heard, but by the end of Game 7, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander became the 4th NBA player in NBA history to win the scoring title, regular season MVP, finals MVP, and obviously the title in a single season. There's been only 3 other NBA players to do that, and that's Kareem, MJ, and Shaq. Off rip, what an incredible list to be a part of at his age, and the problem is that they are here to stay as long as they stay healthy. The league hasn't made any drastic changes that I find can truly threaten their chances of repeating. So, how do I remain so sure of myself? Let me show y'all the 40-20 rule. On Reddit, a user by the name Parallel Futures states that legendary coach Phil Jackson once proposed a simple yet powerful rule to identify elite championship contenders. If a team reaches 40 wins before losing 20, meaning at least 40 wins in their first 59 games, they should be considered a legitimate title threat. Since the 1983-84 NBA season, when the NBA expanded to a 16-team playoff format, 656 teams have made the playoffs. This graph shows the percentage of those teams that have qualified for this stat and how far they have made it during their playoff runs. Alright y'all, I need you guys to lock in one more time, once again, because I'm bringing up another graph that shows a simulation that Parallel Futures ran of about 10,000 games worth of scenarios to just see which team last season were the closest to hitting this quota by 59 games. It was no surprise that it was the 2 teams with the best records in each conference that were basically guaranteed to hit this mark. But it is insane to think that 90% of these teams go on to win the title will satisfy this very rule. Currently, you might be wondering why I brought up the Warriors dynasty from last decade in the beginning of the video, and it's simply the timing. Because going back to that decade, I remember that this Warriors dynasty changed everything that we know about the NBA. I'm talking about when it comes to shooting, passing, defense, you name it. They changed the game. Steve Kerr did his thing with them boys, and it was incredible to see. As a Raptors fan, it was satisfying to see all those memes. I'm talking about LeBronto, if you remember, him just torching us, turnaround fadeaways that we'd never seen him do consistently, game in and game out. satisfying to see a team kick his rear end. Hey, I gotta hand it to him. I'm happy. But at the same time, I kind of didn't like what was going on for my Raptors and the rest of the NBA. So when 2019 rolled around, let's just say I was a happy customer. But anyways, Steph won his first ring 10 years ago in compelling fashion and put the Warriors on the map. As an MVP, winning the title is no feat to ignore, and we often don't see it happen. Shea did the same thing as Steph and put his Thunder on the map. Anyways, did my teenager self know that they were gonna win? Of course I did, because when they hit 40 wins, they had 9 losses. And it happened in 2017 and 2018, and even during the year of the infamous 3-1 choke, Bron and the Cavs were 40 and 14, easily matching that criteria. Crazy, right? It's obvious, but intriguing at the same time when the teams that fit the bill are the best ones in the league, yet we have seen over the years that nothing in sports is guaranteed. The 2016 Warriors were 40 and 4. Just one more loss than those 72 Bulls at that 40 win mark. But with this statistic, then it means that we are virtually guaranteed to win the title, right? Well, if you've been listening, not exactly. And it's why winning the title in the NBA is so hard. What I know is that for it to happen again, you need someone who is generational. One that can break records and be a highlight reel week in and week out and put the team on his back. Shea is that player. When it comes to teams going back to back, just think about the rosters for a second. There's usually a player or two that comes to your mind that can do this. And if we look at the legs of the past, on that Warriors team, it was Steph and KD. If we look at the Miami team, you had the big three. If we go even further, we look at the Lakers. That's Kobe and Shaq. If we go even further, that's MJ, Scottie, and then Dennis Rodman for a few of them. I think you guys get the point. When it comes to back-to-backs, it is no easy feat, and they're becoming increasingly more rare in today's NBA and all of sports, matter of fact. One thing I can gladly say as an NBA fan is that it's still possible, and it will happen because the OKC Thunder will do it. Till then, peace out.